y'all. First of all, I hope I'm doing this right because it has been so long since I've recorded a podcast that I done forgot which buttons to press to record myself, and that is absolutely ridiculous, and it is really putting things into perspective for me. Like, I really have not been doing the thing that I love in so long, and y'all, I miss it so bad. I guess this would be an episode of Just Mish, but really it's just Mish talking. Um I had this overwhelming feeling of just getting some things off my chest today, and I was like, it's Sunday, my roommates are gone, it's quiet. I got up and cleaned up, and I done lit a candle. One of the candles that I made, y'all, it smells so good. It's this cotton fresh scent, and I am just living and breathing in this home, in this space by myself for just a little while. And I just get a chance to like really think about the things that have been going on in my life here lately and why I have not been able to sit down and even record a podcast. So, if you don't know, I just turned 34. Yeah, yeah. June 22nd, big cancer. Like, first of all, big cancer. Like, I'm a Cancer sun, a Cancer moon. Um, and I believe my rising sign is a Libra, but just being a Cancer sun, Cancer moon, and being a Cancer is crazy. Like, when I tell you ruled by emotion, ruled by emotion. But the greatest thing about that, honestly, has been just really figuring out my emotions and figuring out what's important, what's not, what's feeling, what's fact, and just really being able to decipher between the two. Being emotionally available is something that is so important to me. And so, on that note, Tiana, my friend Tiana, she was on the Black Retreat. That's when we started being besties and whatnot. I got on the dating apps at the beginning of June, and she was like, "You need to stay on for the whole month of June." So, see, now me with the dating apps, I get on and get off. Like, I'll get on there for a couple days and be like, oh, this is so annoying. I'm over it. Blah blah blah. And I'll just I'll just take it off my phone like almost immediately. But she was like, no, you need to be on there for at least 1 month and just see how it does. Y'all, I have been on Hinge and Tinder all month, and when I tell y'all, it has been a tiny disaster to the point where, like, it's just, at this point, it's just sitting on my phone, and I'm just really, like, sometimes I get bored and start swiping. Other than that, like, it's just no. Something is wrong with, I could say the men in LA, but to be honest, it was just like this when I lived in Kansas City. Something is wrong with men everywhere. I don't know who taught them how to approach women or lack thereof, but it is really, it is a crazy phenomenon. So if you have never seen me, I am a plus size girly, big fine. Okay. But but the biggest issue that I run into on the dating apps is men being so forthcoming about my body. Just, oh, you so fine, and I wanna A, B, and C, and sex, and ooh, in your body, and like, who taught y'all how to approach women? Like, y'all don't have any home training whatsoever, and y'all don't even act like y'all do. It be like, do y'all really think I'm gonna respond to that? It's the way that I be automatically like, like, for example, just a little while ago, a dude messaged me, and it was like, oh, like, and you could tell he actually like read my bio. He read my information by the things that he was saying, because like, I talk about like reading and writing and just all this stuff. And honestly, I haven't updated my Tinder bio in so long. I don't even really know what it says, but like the things that he was saying, I was like, oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. But then this man gonna follow up with, ooh, and you so voluptuous. Sir, if you don't get the hell away from me, I was just like, imagine if he would have just said the first part. Just said the first part. And here's the, don't get me wrong. I men obviously, you know, they have more of a like what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're attracted to like, you know, outer beauty. You know, hey, this is my podcast. So if you got a problem with that, make your own podcast. But no, men are attracted to outer beauty, obviously first, but like so are women. When I see a fine ass dude, I'm not gonna pretend like he's not fine. But the thing is I feel like men, at least in my experience with me as a woman, especially as a curvy woman, I cannot live without a dude feeling like they have to address the way I look. And not even my face, like, cause I don't mind if a dude like calls me beautiful or, you know, something like that. Like, I'll take that. But like being, oh, your body, your titties, your ass. And it just be like, oh my word. And to be honest, one thing that I wish I could get men to understand is, you know, you're coming on here and saying this to me. Do you know how many other dudes are saying the exact same thing to me? Do you know how many options, like, let's keep it real. Like, do you know how many options of penis I have on this app? What would make you think that you're the penis that I'm going to choose today? What would make it, what separates you from the others when all of y'all are saying the exact same thing to me? And it's just so like, I don't think that men understand that like they really come a dime a dozen. It's so many of y'all, and me personally, I am looking for the difference. Who is going to be different? Who's actually going to care about me and my brain and what I got going on in my life and my career and my things, and not just, oh, dear God, and not just my career, but also me as a person. Being in LA, whoo, Lord Jesus, that's a whole nother thing, because I have experienced so many men who don't really care about me as a person, and that's a little far. Maybe they care about me, but like are only concerned with what I can do for them as far as like in their careers and my careers. And I just be like, I'm a person, I'm a girl. Like, don't you see me? Like, I don't understand. Like, and it's a hard thing to try to navigate because, you know, everybody moves out to LA to become the thing that they want to be, you know, writer, director, DP, actor, you know, all the things that LA has to offer. But like looking for love here, whew, it is a needle in a haystack, because actually finding somebody who's on the same wavelength as you, because it's a lot of people that's going to want to work with you. And, you know, that it's cool, but like who is going to want to know more about you and be, you know, about you and actually care about you as a person, like even as a friend. Just like navigating that and figuring out just which direction that you're gonna go with people, and figuring out who has your best interests at heart and who really, you know, fucks with you. So, you know, just that whole, I don't even know how I got on this subject, but, but just turning 34 and getting older and really just being like more cognizant about who I have around me, especially, as far as like dating and stuff, because I have not really dated in a while. Like, it has been such a long time. The last time I was dealing with a guy, I was so over him that I like shut myself down for real. Like I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to date. I don't want to talk to nobody. Everybody's icky. Nobody really cares about me. They just care about themselves. There are so many selfish men in the world. And the last dude that I was dealing with had the audacity to be like, he was like, like, when are you gonna have kids and stuff? Like, you getting older. And man, when I say I could have punched him, because I was like, he was saying all this stuff, but like, he was pretending. He was pretending like he wanted it to be him that I moved forward with. But then when I came back to LA, because he lives in my hometown. And so when I came back to LA, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, I'm not dating nobody else. Like, we might as well give it a shot, blah, blah, blah. He was on some like, well, you don't even live here. I was like, oh, you thought I was going to move back home? And in my head, I'm like, well, I thought you was going to move to LA, because one thing about Kamisha Rayshawn Logan, I'm not moving nowhere from no man that ain't got a ring on this finger. Baby, you going to have to come to me. So, but I care so much about myself and my career that I'm just like, if we don't mesh, we just don't. But I'm not about to be putting in a whole bunch of work for somebody who don't even know how to talk to me, because basically calling me old at the time I was like 32, 33 is crazy, just because you want me to stay where I'm at and be your wife for no apparent reason, and then act funny when I'm actually like, oh, okay, yeah, like, let's do it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, and also on that same note, I usually don't share stories like this, but I don't care. But so I was messaging with this guy on one of the apps, I don't know, but we ended up like texting, and so we ended up on the phone. And also, I feel like I be so backwards sometimes, because I feel like there needs to be like there's a sweet spot for how you approach me. You can't go too fast, you can't go too slow, you can't do too much, you can't do too little. And it sounds like a lot, but like, seeing other people find their person and be happy and stuff, I'm like, I know that there's somebody out there who has the thing that I'm looking for. So I refuse to just, accept anything and settle for less. So this particular guy, I did feel like he was going just entirely too fast. Like, he wanted a whole lot of my time, like, immediately. And I just was like, bruh, I really ain't got that for you. But just in the name of trying to, like, date and, get myself out there, I'm just like, okay, like, this is being annoying and, like, going real fast. But, like, okay. Like, okay. Like, he's interested. I'm kind of maybe sort of interested. So we'll see. So we get on the phone and we are talking. And when I tell y'all, and I'm not even kidding, when I tell y'all we were on the phone for like 30, 35 minutes, and he talked about himself the whole time. The whole entire time. And when I tell y'all I was bored out of my mind, I just was like, and so, okay, and sometimes people get to rambling or like get to telling a story, and and I'm into it, and it's like, oh, okay, like he has been talking a long time, but like it's obviously like a back and forth type of conversation. No, it was no back and forth. It was quite literally me scrolling on Twitter while he was talking, and I was just like, it didn't matter. I didn't have to say anything because he was just gonna keep on talking. He was like explaining his life and his situation to me. And I just was like, I really don't know what this has to do with me. And the backstory of why I was already kind of like, ugh, with him is because we were messaging back and forth on one of the apps. And then he asked me what I wanted. And I was like, and at the time I really didn't know. I just was like, like, I don't take dating apps too seriously. Like, if something pops off, great. Like, but if not, cool. And he didn't like that. Like, his response, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was on some like, ugh. And I just was like, oh, okay. And I turned over and went to bed, because one thing about me, I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'm gonna put my phone on do not disturb, so I'm not disturbed. I love sleep. I love not being bothered. So when I woke up the next morning and got on Hinge, I realized that he had a match, and I just was like, oh, okay, yeah, well, that's fair. Like, maybe we didn't want the same things. So, but then he started kind of like, I felt like hunting me down on the apps. Like, he found me again on Hinge and like liked me, and I X'd out of him because I was like, no, like, you already unmatched with me, like, no. And so then I get on Tinder, and he had super liked me on Tinder, and literally I matched with him, and I said, what do you want? And he's like, I'm trying to figure out like what happened, and I was like, you unmatched with me. And he was like, no, I didn't. Or I was like, no, you unmatched with me because I'm pretty sure it was because one thing about me, I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm not, just because you beating around the bush don't mean I'm going to. So I'm like, no, especially a stranger. Like, I don't have any stock with you, or like I don't feel the need to like tiptoe around a stranger's feelings in that way, especially on a dating app. Like, I don't know you to know how you feel about things or whatever, so I'm just gonna be blunt. So I'm like, no, you unmatched with me because you didn't want the same thing that I want. And I was like, that's fair, but like, what do you want? And he was like, well, like, I I think it was an accident or something. And I'm just like, okay, whatever, that's okay. But so before even getting on the phone, I was kind of reluctant, but I just was like, I ain't doing nothing else. So, which is, don't do that. Don't be bored. So we get on the phone, and he's just talking about himself, trying to explain himself, like just a whole. And I'm just like, man, I'm bored. So my best friend Jessica ended up sending me a voice message, and I wanted to hear it, because we were talking about something that I actually wanted to talk about. And so I was like, hey, hold on for a second. And so like I opened my laptop so I could listen to the voice message, and like he could hear the voice message. And so whenever it was done, I was like tee-heeing about it, and I was like, oh, like, so this is what happened. Like, I'm telling him like the backstory to what she's talking about, because we were talking about our old job. Y'all, when I tell y'all, and I'm cracking up because Jessica, she be having me rolling. So I'm like cracking up, and I'm telling him, you know what she was talking about. Y'all know what this man said? He gonna say, first of all, he said nothing. He was quiet. And I was like, and I said, hello? And it was like nothing. And I said, hello? Am I talking to myself? And he was like, I mean, I'm here, but before you started doing all that, I asked where you were from. I said, okay, baby, I'm going to go ahead and go to bed. And I completely blocked him. Go away. That week, I think I blocked like 3 dudes all at once, because I'm like, y'all are aggravating. Y'all aggravating. Y'all don't know how to carry a conversation. Y'all don't know how to be nice. Y'all don't like, I don't understand what the problem be. And I don't know, but these are my dating woes, or lack thereof, because I've gotten really close to going on some dates this month, but I have not been out on a date, and you know what, honestly, at first I get real like, Lord, like, what is going on? Like, how come you don't want me to? But I genuinely have to, I guess, blame God. And I can't say blame him, but just, I feel like he be looking out for me. I have always prayed, before I go into any of these situations, before I actually go out with a guy, before I get too deep, I'm always like, Lord, like, show me if he's the one or not. Like, show me if this is something that I'm supposed to be doing with my time or not. And 10 times out of 10 at this point, it's been a hard no, because I ain't got no man. I ain't got no man. Ain't nothing popped off, and like, it's all good. Like, I'm not really as much as I would love to have a partner, like as much as I would love to be with somebody, I just feel like it's gonna happen at the time that it's supposed to happen. And I cannot be getting so frustrated with the Lord when he's like, hey, this is not the one, or just wait. There's several guys who I thought like, oh, okay, like this would work with, and it just didn't. Or like, sometimes I think that when I'm being delusional with my friends, and I'll be like, well, maybe it's this guy that I that I be thinking about or whatever, and I'd be like, who knows? Like, and that's the truth of the matter. Like, who knows who it's gonna be? But just again, getting older and really just zeroing in on what I want. I don't. It's like I think that I know what I want, but God knows what's best for me. So when we get there, we'll get there. But I've just learned so many lessons going into 34, and now that I'm 34 and 7 days old, well, 8 days old. I would say one of the greatest lessons that I learned leading right up to when I was turning 33, I was talking to my daddy, and just being in LA and really just like, trying to find myself and trying to find my circle and really just, seeing where I belong. And one thing that my daddy said to me, he was like, Misha, everybody don't have to be your friend. Some people you can just know. And it was such a simple, like phrase, such a simple, what's the word I'm looking for? It was just really simple. But when I tell y'all, it felt so profound coming out. I just was like, you know what, Daddy, you so right. Some people I can't just know. I'm such a friend girly. I'm such a like, oh, we cool. Okay, well, let's be besties then. Like, let's just go all the way. Let's just do it. And then somewhere along the way, when I'm like, this is not really working, or like, I feel like we're not giving one another the things that we need to like make this friendship work. And literally in LA, I feel like there's so many associates, and associates are important. I'm really finding out that, and it feels so, sometimes it feels really late in life for me to have learned this, but having been in LA for only 6 years, I'm 34. I moved here when I was 28, and I'm a Midwest girly. I'm so like, oh, everybody that comes in my life, like I just love them so much, and I just want to give them all of me. And that is not for everybody. Like, absolutely, some people it's for. Like, some people are going, thug it out with you and really be your home skillet sliced biscuit. But some people are just going to be there for a season. That whole, like, some people come into your life for a season is so true, but everybody comes in your life for a reason. And I think that sometimes I beat up on myself about it, because I'm like, I feel like some relationships maybe I wouldn't have lost if I understood that. If I understood, like, this person is just here for this thing, and that's fine. But instead, I'm like, no, we should be friends. We should be buddies. Like, we should be better than this. And God is really like, no, like, this person is just here for this thing right now. And and once they gone, like, they gone, or even they don't have to be gone all the way. Just, you talk to them when you talk to them. That has always been such a hard concept for me to grasp. And I have beat up on myself a lot about it, because I'm like, why does it feel like it doesn't come naturally to me? And I think it's because I have always had such deep-rooted friendships. Everybody that has come into my life has been my ace since before I moved to Cali. But in California, literally, you can meet somebody a couple times, and you can work on a set with somebody, and they mean so much to you for months, and then you never see that person again. or you see that you literally just see them like on the internet living their lives and you're so happy for them, and that's just it. That's the extent of your relationship. And I'm learning that that is okay, like, because it has to be. Everybody cannot understand you. Everybody is not going to accept everything that you go through, day in and day out. And to be honest, I feel like it takes the pressure off of me to try to be so much for everybody. If I can truly understand that, like, okay, this person just needs this part of me for now. And then they got, they got they people. They got they people that they love and that they cherish. They're besties. And when they need me, they'll call me. Or even not on like a need basis, just like when we want to check up on each other, we check up on each other, and that's cool. Or when I'm doing a project, I'll hit this person up because they're really good at this. But like, everything don't have to be so deep all the time. Like, some things can just be what they are, and that be enough, and that be okay. And it's not like so you don't always have to feel so slighted because somebody chose themselves or chose, because that is one of the biggest things that I have learned, even just in this past month. Everybody is doing their own thing. Everybody is dealing with their own things. Everybody is accepting their own things. Everybody has their own traumas. Everybody has their own boundaries. Everybody loves in the certain way that they love. And all of that is okay. And it's not always for you to try to come in and be Captain Save-A-Ho. It's not always for you to change that person or for you to, be such a big deal. And I think because of the person that I am, I a lot of times want to be somebody that can help change somebody's life. I love to make an impact. I love to see, the change that I can be in people. And that even in of itself is selfish because it's like, but I think that it gives me this like, what's the word I'm looking for? This gratification, like, oh, I did something great. But it's not always about that. Friendships are give and take. Relationships just in and of themselves are give and take. And community is so important. Even if community looks different to, from you to the next person. But being involved in somebody's community does not necessarily mean being there every single day for them all the time. And that is okay. And literally preaching to the choir. This is me telling me this because it has taken me so long to really accept and understand and be okay with just the changes that relationships go through also. Like, sometimes even with your best friends, like, y'all might have really close seasons. Everything might be super straight. Y'all see each other every day and blah, blah, blah. And then they might be going through something and you see them once a week or you talk to them once a month or something like that. But you still love them. And don't nothing about that change. And just, I've just been learning to be okay with that. Learning to be okay with the, ebbs and flows of life, because if you're not, then like, what does that leave you? Like, a bunch of broken relationships, a bunch of like, oh well, this person didn't do this for me, so I left them. Now don't get me wrong, there are some people that you need to leave behind, and do not feel bad about that, because that's also one of my things. There's some people that I have had to let go, like everybody does. And you cannot feel bad about that. Now, some people, sometimes I do be like, I did too much, or like I was mean, or like, but it is not always for you to feel bad because you made a decision about yourself. And literally, my best friend Bree had to remind me of that the other day. Like, I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't have did this to this person, or maybe I should have. And she was like, look, just because you're trying to change yourself don't mean you need to change some decisions that you made, because they were appropriate for the time, for the decision. If those things come back around, then okay, cool, but you were not wrong. Shout out to best friends, because shout out to friends that remind you that you're not crazy, for one, and that when you need to stand on business, you need to stand on business, and it's people that love you and rock with you when you do. And they gonna remind you that you were right when you was right, and they gonna tell you you was wrong when you was wrong. So, yes. But no. I just think that I just think it takes a lot to have relationship, and I think that you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your decisions. You have to trust your judgment. You have to trust God. You have to know when to say yes, when to say no. You have to know when to dig deeper, when to pull back, who to, love harder, who needs you in the moment, who doesn't need you in the moment. And all that has to be okay. It has to be, because if not, you make yourself just, a greater entity in. And then sometimes you don't have to do all that. You don't need to be so attached to everybody. You really don't. Like, sometimes it's okay to just be a listening ear for somebody when they're going through something. And sometimes it's okay just to call somebody out the blue and, hey, I'm just checking on you. How's life going? Blah, blah, blah. Freaking, that just made me think about freaking Brandon Lee Ward. Text me the other day talking about some, Misha, I'm still alive. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, well, how you doing? And he didn't say nothing else. And I said, you know what, Brandon really get on my nerves. But he does that every now and then, just, hey. And things like that. Like, that is totally, sometimes I genuinely wish that, like, I could, just let go more and do that. And also, on that same note, I just, being 34 and really just like accepting things as they are and all that good stuff, I would like to be outside more this year. I have been I'm such a homebody, first of all. And I think that because I'm such a comfort girly. Ooh, excuse me. I just ate. My bad. But I'm such a comfort girly. I'm such like a this is what I want to do today because this is what I always do. I know I can, especially going from the Midwest to LA. I love like going to a place that I know that there's parking. I know exactly how to get there. I know exactly how to get back. I know how much time it's going to take. I know, like, everything is just comfortable. Everything is the same. And that's why often I'll be like, Lord, are you sure that I'm the one you wanted to move to LA? Because I just be wanting to be at home. It is so draining doing anything in LA sometimes, especially for me because I don't have a car. Just always having to like arrange so much to get around. It's such a headache. And I feel like between me graduating and then everybody moved back home like right after we graduated. So basically, just being here myself pretty much. And just working because right after we graduated, it was COVID, and then we just were in the house, and then I struggle with my weight so much, and just like gaining weight, and like just being so sedentary a lot has really brought me to this place of like, I'm just not gonna go anywhere, and that is really starting to drive me crazy, y'all. Like, really, really. And that's a whole nother thing because I'm like, okay, I'm finna lose weight. Like, I'm finna get my life together. But really, honestly, like, me turning 34 has just really brought up all of these things that, like, I just really want to change. And I feel like it's because I understand that, like, this is the last year in my little threes, as Crystal would say. It's my last year in my little threes, and I'm about to be in my mid 30s, which means that soon I'm gonna be in my 40s. Like, and y'all, that feels so crazy. It feels so crazy, but honestly, it doesn't feel like I'm about to be in my 40s. It feels like I'm about to be 35. It feels like I'm about to hit this new era of where it's like all the shit that I was supposed to know, it's like I feel like I know it now. I know the information. I have it on backstock. I have it in my head. I have it in my heart. And it's like, okay, when the fuck you gonna do it? We gonna do it. Get it together. Do the thing. Do the thing that you want to do and stop saying that you want to do it. I have so many goals. I I miss the Black Retreat so much, y'all. I miss my baby. I miss my podcast, and I'm gonna get it started up here soon again, and I cannot wait. But also sidebar update on my life. As I started Just Mish because I was unemployed and I just was feeling really like I just need to get some things off my chest. And really what ended up happening was, and I could beat myself up for it, but I really just been trying to accept it. The whole time I was unemployed, I was so worried about it. Like, I feel like I just now have some relief because right before my unemployment ended, I got a job. So I'm working now. Also, I am a human resources expert at Target. If you come in my store, you will not see me because I work in the back. I work in the office. So, it's pretty cool. And I'm learning so many things. But I am not making enough money, y'all. At all. So, I'm like, and just being real, like having capitalism. Capitalism, as Deontay and Tiana was saying, makes life so hard because having a master's degree and making so little is so humbling. It's like, what the hell was I doing? I should have worked at a plant. I should have applied at Ford or something so I could afford my life. Like, but the great thing about this position though is, one, the title is a very good title. It looks really good on my resume, and also I'm learning so much. I've only been there for a little over a month now, and I feel like I have learned so much because doing human resources, it's such a leadership role. And with me wanting to, like, having the Black Retreat, having Sense by Elle, which is another company that I, getting together, my little candle company, I'm learning what it means to be in a position of leadership. All the jobs that I've had so far now have been, and this still feels like an assistant type of situation, but it feels like executive assistant type of job. Like, people, so many more people have to talk to me, and I have to address, payroll and, people coming to work and things like, it feels like managerial almost. And, it's just, it has really opened my eyes to like how to deal with, people, and really like problem solving and critical thinking about like everyday things. Like, no, really, how am I going to solve this problem? Because I ain't got no backup for real. It's like, there's me and my boss, but like we kind of work hand in hand. And sometimes she'll literally pass things off to me like, you have to figure this out. And at first I was like, huh? Like, excuse me. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's why I got a boss. But like, literally, there are just things that I have to figure out. And it's been such a welcome challenge. It really has. And everybody is so sweet. Everybody's so nice. Everybody's so warm. Everybody's so welcoming. It's really an environment that's like, okay, we all got a job to do, and we're going to do it, and we're going to go home, and we're going to be nice while we're here. Period. Like, it's quite literally, and it might, jobs, it might just be because I ain't been there long yet, but, but it is really, it's been a great learning experience. The employees are so sweet. Like, the employees are so sweet. I get to be creative. I get to be um in an environment where it's not tense. My last job was so tense and for no reason. Just so annoying. Absolutely freaking annoying. And I get to come to work and leave work at work. I'm not getting gone off on by people all day. I'm not fighting my boss's battles, none of that stuff. I'm literally just doing my job and going home, and I'm like, this is clutch. But right now I am struggling with just getting accustomed to the schedule. I be so sleepy. I get home and scroll a little bit and fall asleep. And so, but really, just the other day, I sat down and wrote down all of my goals that I want to accomplish for year 34. And I can't wait to get the Black Retreat back up. I can't wait to start season 2. It's gonna be so dope. And I can't wait to start season 2. I can't wait to, do my candle line. And the thing is, because my oldest sister, Kelly, the other day, she was like, you have so many goals and dreams. Like, you need to do one thing at a time. And I'm like, I wish my brain worked like that. I wish my brain worked like one thing at a time. But literally, I think about 700 things at the same time all day. And I'm like, no, I got to do this. 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 But not having the money to do it is such a headache. Such a headache to have to deal with all the time. And just learning how to prioritize things and really like know what's from what and understand like the things that I need and want, and really prioritizing how things are gonna go. Because I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but like as far as the Black Retreat, like I wanted to turn into an actual retreat. Like I want a retreat type of situation. I want it to be 3D. If that makes sense. Like I want it to be like a weekend long or like a week long stay, and I want, creatives to be able to come, blah blah. But like I feel like all the lessons that I'm learning right now are really pushing me to be able to be a boss, to be a CEO, to understand people, and to not take everything so personally, but to treat people personably. Is personably a word? You would think I would know. Anyway, but but to treat people, especially being in human resources, like, and having to listen to people's problems and solve things and really like be understanding of different types of people. It's just really this different world, and I have said I want 34 to really be a ride. Like I really want this year to be the year that I'm intentional about everything, that I want to make lasting decisions, that I want things to start making more sense for me. I want to help myself, and not in a way where I'm always like feeling sorry for myself. I want to live life, and I want to live it fully, and I want to live it how God intended. I want all the things that he has for me. I want the exceedingly abundantly above all things that I could ask or think. I want those things. And I just feel like I don't feel like I am not going to stop until I get the things. And right now I have been obsessed with this lady. Her name is Morgan DeBon. She is the CEO of Blavity. She has a matcha company, and she has she does like the CEO spring break. Like she does a whole bunch of stuff. And also closer to my birthday, I realized that she was 34. She's 34. She got all these businesses. She got a husband and a kid. And I was like, I'm not really a person who I can't really say that I've had like a lot of mentors or anything like that. Like there's people that I look up to and stuff, but I don't ever it's very seldom that I look at somebody's life and I'm like, I want that. But when I saw like cuz sometimes since my page is public, like I think other public pages will like your story or things like that, and I was like, who is this page that keeps liking my thing? I'm pretty sure it's like a social media manager or something. I doubt it's her, but her page had liked something on my story. And so I went to her page and I was like, who is this? And just seeing all the things that she has accomplished at 34 or before 34. And I was like, I feel like I literally saw it right before I turned 34. And I was like, I needed to see this. I needed to see somebody my age doing the things that I want to do, having multiple businesses, having a family, having a husband that's supportive, having a baby. Like, cause I want a husband and a baby. I want a career and I want a family. I want those things. And y'all, I cannot wait until I can look over at my husband and be like, baby, let's go to Hawaii today. Or somewhere else, because you know Hawaii is going through a lot right now. Like, baby, let's go to where people be going, Thailand. Let's just go. Let's take the baby, and also because I want my kids to travel with me. Like, not all the time, because I know kids be a lot, but like I want my kids to have big life experiences, and I want them to be everywhere that I'm at, and I just want the things, like, and I want me and my husband to have thriving careers. Like, I just want. I think I like this little life. I want to feel like that about my life when I get there. But like, you know, life is cool now. It's just like, I'm just on the road to getting there. And I'll be so excited when I get there. And sometimes I wonder if I'll ever feel like I'm there. But I guess I just have to wait until I get there. We'll have to see then. But this was just a little rambling session, a little update / ramble. I can't remember. Was there anything else I needed to get off my chest? I don't know. I think that was it. I will be starting a new podcast with my best friend Carly. We haven't come up with the name yet, but we are both just taking this year, both 34, just taking this year to really, you know, shake things up and really try to go after the things that we want to go after. And I'm excited to see what my life is going to look like this time next year. I really am. So just, yeah, thank y'all for always rocking with me. Thank y'all for listening to me when I be just talking, when I have something to talk about and when I don't. But, yeah, this has been therapeutic. I needed this today. Today is Sunday. I usually do these on Thursday, but, yeah, I love me a Sunday, and that's why the Black Retreat be getting posted on Sundays. Sundays are my favorite days. Just really a time to be with God, time to be with myself. I need to go back to church real bad. Maybe my husband is there. But no, I got some things to do. Thankfully, I have Sundays to think about what I have to do and to prepare for the week and to get myself together. And yeah, but this has been great. I can't even remember how I'll be ending just me. I really need to get my life together. I need to get back on my on my things. I need to get back on my shit because baby, life is gonna keep going and I gotta keep going with it. So anyway, I love y'all very, very much, and thank you so much for listening. Happy Sunday.